Hi, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, thanks so much for coming over and listening. I hope that you enjoy my content. This video is about week 7 on Wegovy. My starting weight in week 7 was... Okay, I'm back. I completely forgot to write down the pounds, which I like to do for those who don't work in kilograms, because it happens to me all the time. I watch videos and they talk about pounds and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no bloody idea what that is in kilojoules. So I've got to get my calculator out, get my phone out and do the change. I like to provide that for you so you don't have to do that. So let's try this again. My starting weight at the start of week 7 was 80.6, which is 177 pounds. Let's get into the week. I nearly actually forgot to take my injection, which was really, really stupid. I take my injection on a Wednesday night and I had gone to bed, probably was reading or on my phone, which I shouldn't be doing, but in bed anyway. And I realized and was like, crap, I have to jump up. And the issue is you can't really just hop up and inject it straight away because it's kept in the fridge, and you're really supposed to let it come back to room temperature before you inject it, because it can make you a little bit irritated. I think it can hurt a little bit more when it's cold. So I always make sure that it's, is back to the room temperature. So I had to get up, put it on the bench, let it cool down. No, we're not cooling it down, we're warming it up. We're bringing it to room temperature. So I had to do that, but that was, my silliness. I felt a little bit of tiredness, but not anything again like I was experiencing 2-3 weeks ago. It's only mild, really nothing much to talk about there. What I did have fun this week with was, in Australia, we're headed into summer. So it's spring and I had pulled out my container of clothes for summer and I was going through them, trying them on, as what you probably do, most of us, when it's the change of season anyway. But the exciting thing was putting clothes on and finding that certain clothes fit that didn't fit previously, or clothes that were really tight, had a little bit of room. It was just the absolute best feeling. Besides the trying on of clothes and being super excited about that, and I will just let you know, I've got a pair of like proper full jeans that you would wear in winter, and I've got another pair that are about 3/4, and for some reason I don't know why I've kept them, because they don't fit. One is a new pair. The winter jeans are a new pair of jeans that I've never wore before, but I got them really cheap at H&M, and they're really nice jeans, and I held on to them, and they're one of the jeans that I keep putting on to see when hopefully eventually I actually will fit them. So I'll keep you updated on that one. And then the other jeans they're not new ones. I've wore them previously, but I don't know when the last time I would have wore them, and I really don't understand why I've kept them. But same thing, I'm just going to keep popping them on. They're like 3/4 jeans with, like the cutouts in the knees and stuff. So they will be great for summer, but I definitely don't fit them yet. But being able to actually just pull them on and like get them up, I couldn't zip them up, but I could get them on. So that was further than what I'd been in the past. So that was great. The other exciting thing, which is huge, is watching the numbers come down in the 80s, closer and closer to dropping into the 70s. I am just so excited to actually hit the 70s. And let me look at my notes to tell you what that is in pounds. Under 80 kilos is 176 pounds, and 79 kilos is 174 pounds. Basically, you'd hit that 176 pounds, and then when you fall under, you'd be in the 174 pounds. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But anyway, we'll keep updating about that, because that's something that I definitely am watching really closely. The other thing is that the last time I was actually under 80 pounds was March 2020. So that was before lockdown. Wow, that means I have put on 6 kilos. That's 13 pounds across that period from March 2020 until now. It's crazy. That's in 4.5 years. It's so bad. It's so bad. And also, I am really super short. You know, that amount of kilos in that period of time shows a lot. So how often do you weigh yourself? I know there are so many different answers to this, and I don't think really any of them are wrong. It's really that everybody has to find their own best answer to that question. But the recommendation is to weigh yourself first thing in the morning when you wake up, go to the bathroom, do your wee, strip off if you want to, or wear the similar same type of clothes that you're going to wear. If you're not going to wear footwear, don't wear it obviously the next time as well, and do that at the same time each time, whether that's weekly, monthly, daily, whatever you're doing, but do it at the same time of the day. How often to weigh yourself is something that can be a little controversial in what people think. I've heard so many different things that some professionals think that you should do it more often and quite often because you're monitoring that change in weight, and you can really check and make sure, okay, I'm heading up in the weight. Why is that? Let's make changes now. Let's not wait until, like me, where you've put on a ridiculous amount of kilos. But then there's other people who say, you know, that once a month is plenty. And, you know, I really am a big believer in you have to find what's best for yourself. I know for me, when I'm not on weight loss medication, the less that I do it, the better, because I can become quite obsessed with the number, and that's not good and that's not healthy. Whereas while I've been on medication, I have been weighing myself every day because I really wanted to see where, if like when my weight was dropping down, if as I get towards the end of the week of that medication, whether it's spiking back up or is it still continuing to go down, and then when I take that next injection, what's happening. I'm trying my best not to become obsessed with that number, because that's normally what would happen with me, which is horrible. Eventually my daily weigh-ins will definitely stop, and I'll go back to whether it's weekly for a while and then probably push back to monthly, and really try and use my body and my feeling in my clothes and things, other ways to monitor it, but still keep an eye on it. If you're finding any value in my content today, I was just wondering if you could please hit the like down there for me. It means a lot to my channel. And if you are enjoying the content as well, if you would like to subscribe, that would be great, as I'd love to have you come along for more of my content. Thank you. So how often do you weigh yourself? How often do you think is the right amount, and how much do you think is too much? I'd love to hear below. Let me know when you finish watching. Comment below and let me know. It's very interesting to hear other people's experiences and how it affects you. As I mentioned before, I have actually broken my non-drinking, which I think it was 5 weeks that I went with no drinking, but I have started drinking again. Not a lot, but if we're out for dinner or we're out for an event or something, I have been having a couple of glasses of wine. And I just wanted to share with you that one of these evenings I went out and I was driving, and I am a responsible drinker and driver. That's terrible English. I'm a responsible person when it comes to having a drink and then driving. And I actually have a breathalyzer, like a one that we've bought, and you send it away to get it calibrated. So it is supposed to be accurate, and it's great if you go for dinner and you have a couple of wines and you think, oh, I just want to check and make sure I'm definitely okay. And so across 4 hours, I had those 3 wines, and I thought, for sure, I would never usually ever have a problem. In Australia, if you're on your full license, as long as you're under 0.05 as your blood alcohol limit, you can drive. And so I scanned myself with the breathalyzer, and I was actually not very much over, but I was over 0.05, and I was like, wow, what is going on? Obviously didn't drive. I waited and waited for a little while, retested myself, and it was actually heading up a little bit. So I had to wait even longer for it to come back down. But the reason I'm sharing with you is because before I was on weight loss medication, I don't think that I would, honestly, 3 wines across 4 hours, I wouldn't have a problem, especially when I'm eating as well. But I don't know whether it's because my metabolism is changed, and the amount of food that I am eating, and my weight's come down. So I'm sure all of those factors go into metabolizing the alcohol and that change. But I wanted to share because imagine if I had have just assumed that I was okay and I got pulled over. Not good. So I wanted to make sure that I let anyone else who's out there, even just on a weight loss program that doesn't involve medication, I would still, really monitor that. You need to be careful. Finally, I'll give you my ending figures. So as I said at the start of the video, started at 80.6 kilos, which is 177 pounds. So at the end of the week, I was at 80 kilograms, which is 176 pounds. Did you hear that? That 80 kilos on the dot. Not 79.9, 80. Fair income. That's a loss of 0.6 kilos, which is 1.3 pounds. That's a total loss of 6.1 kilos, which is 13.4 pounds. So I'm at 6.1 kilos, but so damn close to falling down into those 70s. And let's hope it happens next week. We're into week 8 next week, crossing all the fingers and toes. Thanks so much again for joining me, and I appreciate your time. Love having you. Please let me know down below about the scales, what you're thinking, what you do, what you avoid, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.